Hello folks, and welcome back to another episode of my Rags to Riches on Zielonka. I believe this is going to be episode number 4. Just going to do a quick recording session here. Been doing a lot of contracts off screen. You'll notice on the right hand side that I have a lot more. They've been popping up, and I've just been doing my little back and forth here. You can see I've got a fertilizer spreader on the front and the herbicide sprayer on the back. Ran into a little bug. I'm not sure what the problem is, but anytime I have a spraying contract now, it won't allow me to finish it. So I've had to cancel a few of those contracts. Didn't cost any money, but I did lose some of the product. Granted, it's not very much, but I'm going to be looking into fixing that. So you can see I've got a lot of cultivating and a couple of fertilizing contracts. So we're going to leave the fertilizer attached here. It's going to be our front weight. This tractor is going to struggle immensely though, because a lot of these fields have a sloping uphill, which leads me to believe we're going to need a new tractor. I mean, eventually we're going to need a new tractor, but maybe a little bit sooner than I anticipated. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to grab our cultivator, and just as we move along, we will hit the fertilizer that needs fertilizing. There's only 2 of them. Oop, easy. Okay, back down. There you go. Nice and easy. Alright, we got our power chain hooked up, and we'll go on to our first target. The good thing is all of these fields are roughly close together. Let me show you real quick. So we've got all these nice and pretty row. We got 49, 48, 41, which are awesome. And those are all cultivating. The fertilizing is 32 up in the north and 20, right? No, 26. Okay. So we're going to start with just a quick cultivating, and this is going to take a lot of time. But I did want to show you guys this. To show you, what I've been doing. I'm going to drop off our fertilizer because it's messing up our lines, and I'm not that good to be able to get this squared away, so here we go. Let's see if that fixed it. It did. Okay, perfect. Alright. We're going to get things rolling here and start on these giant cultivating contracts. Alright, so we're going to go ahead, and I'll show you on the map. We're going to do 49, 48, 41, and then we're also going to do 20 and 17 up in the north. I'm going to do those off camera though real quick so you guys don't have to see that. And then I'll probably bring you back for the fertilizing contracts on 26 and what is it, 32? 32. Alright, so I'll talk to you in a bit. And we're back. I did all of the cultivating contracts. Now I'm going to hit the fertilizer contracts real quick like. I know it took me, 3 hours, it looks like, to do all those cultivating contracts, just going by the engine hours I have on this tractor. So, a while. So, but I am going to do the fertilizer contracts real quick, so you guys see a little bit of the work that I put in. I've just been kind of rolling around with the fertilizer sprayer on, more or less. If I keep it on with this though, then it uses the auto lines for the fertilizer spreader as opposed to the cultivator. So I've just kind of been leaving it next to fields as I go, just to help me with the lines. Now with a cultivator, it's very easy to see my own lines, so it wasn't a super big deal to have to use the AI lines. It just makes life, it's a quality of life little thing. Makes life a little bit easier for me. Alright, so we're just going to roll this out real quick, do these fertilizing contracts, and then look at the cash that we're going to hopefully accumulate. If I mathed my math correctly, we should be upwards of being able to pull in 100,000 here total, not like what we have in the bank. I mean, not for the contracts. And then we'll see what we want to do with that. We will keep going. We'll probably advance the day pretty quick, like, and get to the next contract, or not the next contract, the next month. So move things along a little bit here. I do want to get through the harvest season because I'm not being able to harvest it. It's less than helpful, I guess we'll say, because all the harvesting contracts are all the lucrative ones. Plus, you get that little bit of bonus extra crops that you can store yourself. But I have nowhere to store it, so I guess it's just a lose-lose all around. The thing that I want to do next, that's the real question here. So I've got a little bit of land. I've already got a greenhouse. I kind of want to get a second greenhouse. You'll see some of the fields that we're passing that I cultivated. I'm not exactly sure what I want to do next. I did talk about wanting to get the sawmill, obviously. That's still one of my super quick goals, because that's something just to keep me busy, because I can always do deadwood contracts. I do have to pick up a chainsaw though, and I have to pick up a way of pulling the getting the deadwood contracts. This the right field? Yes. To where we are, to where the sawmill will be. Excuse me. So that's kind of my thought process on that. That's the only thing I'm really worried about. We'll go through these sunflowers here pretty quick. So how do I want to do that? I will most likely just be picking up the old forks, log forks, and just attach it to this tractor. This tractor's getting a lot of work done. I've filled it up with gas twice now. The fuel price either is much lower than I remember, or they have changed it, because it would only cost me like $150, and I was almost on E. So I'm not sure what happened there. But this thing runs out of gas real fast, especially when I'm pulling this heavy cultivator. Alright, just knock this out real quick. I think I got, like, what, one more pass to make, realistically. Yeah, this is probably going to do it. Oh. Why is it not reading it? I need 1%. What am I missing here? I gotta be missing an edge. Come on, girl. Alright, now we just gotta find the missing spot. I don't know where this is gonna be. We'll drive around the field for a while, see if we can find it. And then, like I said, the next decision is going to be what to do when we get some cash. Another good thing to try to do might be to get another tractor. I'd like to get a tractor and or a trailer. All right, this is a little weird. There we go. Trailer would be nice, just for, hauling anything in general. Logs, pallets, the likes. But I'm most likely going to be looking to try and get like a lowboy trailer or a even a bale trailer, because you can kind of fit anything on a bale trailer as long as you strap it down. That's most likely what we'll end up doing. So you'll also notice, well, you guys might not have seen this because I was working for a long time off camera, but I did repair this tractor and the cultivator implement. Cost me like $550 for the both of them, I think. So we're not hemorrhaging money yet, but we're about to be as soon as we get rid of some of these contracts. So first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and unload these implements real quick, and then I am going to make a purchase. I don't like to make any purchases off screen. I want to make sure you guys see what I'm up to. Lay this guy right here, and then we're going to go lay this guy right next to it, and I'm going to go, second pallet of lettuce has come out, and I'm going to go get the forks. The front loader and you know what I'm talking about. The thing to get a forklift. And I'm going to get the forks, and I'm going to look and see how much the log grabber is for it as well. So we'll run down there as soon as we get to the shop. Before we hop into it, I will collect the money from the contracts that we just made. We'll take a look and see if there's any more, because there's a lot of cultivating. Like this field we're passing right now looks like it needs cultivating. So there might be some lucrative cultivating ones. A couple of those contracts were pretty hefty, several over 10,000. So hopefully we did pretty good here. Alright, so we're going to pull up here. We're going to go take us a look real quick. Okay, any new sales? Nope. And then I want the tractor front loader. Let's see. Some of these have different power requirements. I don't know why. But I think we want to stay with a John Deere. What's the difference here? There is no difference. I'll get the cheaper one then. That's weird. They're the same brand. Oh no, this one's a little bit. Okay. So we're going to get this one. It's going to cost us about $10,000. And then I also want to get the attachment for it, which I need pallet forks for sure. That's an easy purchase. And I want to see what this log grappler is going to cost us too. That's a fork, or log forks. Yeah. It's that weird one though. I think we should be okay. I'm just going to do it. We need to get into it anyway. Alright, next thing I want to do, we're going to go back to the sales and see about a trailer. Alright, I don't know if I'm going to be able to fit logs on there. I'm sure I'll be able to, right? The only problem is, can I hook up to this with a tractor, or does it need a truck? It should be a tractor, right? Ooh, this is a good question. Alright, well, I'll look at it here in a second. There was another trailer? No. So what is a trailer going to cost me? So let's say I get one of these trailers and I leave it as a bale trailer. Just like this guy here. Change it to the bale trailer. It's pretty short, but it's got the same hookup. I'm going to get that little boy. It's on sale. Just buy it. Don't think about it. Alright, so we're going to start our logging enterprise then. Okay, so first thing we're going to do, we're going to go hook this up. That looks awful big. I don't know if that's going to fit on here. Well, it says it does. Okay, And then I'm gonna move. I'm gonna go pick up the grappler, the log fork majuber. I'm gonna put it on the trailer. Zoom out there. Drop them on there. I'll keep the pallet forks on here. Alright, now we're gonna hook her up. We'll haul her back to the old house. Or homestead. We don't got a house. Alright. Sweet. We got it. We got us an Enterprise here. Okay, it does have. Okay, perfect. It's got tension belts. So nothing should move. I think I got that slow zoom thing going again, because I can see the trailer getting covered up. Okay, so now we have the ability to move pallets. We have the ability to move logs. We kind of have the ability to do a lot more with just that little bit of purchase. So that killed half of our finances. So we're going to go and offload the trailer here-ish. Okay. We're going to leave the forks on for now because we have no other reason. We have no reason not to. Okay. All right. And I said we were going to take care of the contracts, and I forgot about it. So now let's take care of the contracts. Okay, so all these fertilizing in the 5 cultivators, yeah, these are good. 13, 14, those are good. And an additional 3,000. All right, so that should bring us quite a bit of money. We'll look in a second, but I want to see what's available. Bunch of dead wood, a couple fertilizers again. I think this must be a new one. Otherwise, I would have picked it up because it was right next to a field I just did. That one was old. That one is new. Harvesting, but they're not very lucrative. Oh, carrots, good lord, no. There's a mowing. Those 2 plowings are still there. So the sprayers, I still think there's a bug with it. I think I'm not going to be able to do anything with it. So I'm going to leave it alone. This would be good. So how many logs? So you have to move 9 trees. You have to move them a very short distance. For $3,000, that's not bad. What is this going to be? 30? Yeah, 29 trees. And I'm sure these are just upwards. So that's a lot of money. But I think we could do it. Oh, I wish I had a skid steer for that, but we'll get to it. All right, let's see how much money we got. 71,000. So with before what I spent, we would have been roughly at 100. So that's about right. Okay, so let's look at how much a sawmill will cost us. Because definitely going to have to get the littler one. I think it's up somewhere around 120,000. Wait, that's the bigger, that's the medium one, I believe. Where's the little guy? Could have swore there was a smaller sawmill. No, I guess. Yeah, here we go. So it's very, very small. It doesn't produce a lot. But for 36,000 we could start on our way. Because the bigger ones is 150 and stuff like that. Yeah, I definitely can't afford that. So I think that's a good idea. So if I can just snake this over here in the corner. Land is not owned by me. Well, it's about to be. I think I'm going to stick it right here. Okay, the load and unload spot is flat. And then we'll just be able to drag the trees over to this general location right here. This is the easiest one to load trees into, because you don't have to get it all the way in there. So then I think that's what we're going to do. I think we're going to start doing deadwood contracts and just pulling the trees over here. I think that's a good idea. Okay, so we're going to get this all set up. I'm going to go grab one of those contracts. I might do one real quick. Getting kind of long in the episode though. So let me get the forks off before I forget. And we'll leave them here-ish. And then we've got the we've got the arm on there. We'll just back up to the trailer. It's somewhere over this general area. And we'll go find us a deadwood contract. One thing I do need to purchase before we get too crazy is a chainsaw. That should only cost us $1,000 though. Okay. Real quick. See if there's any close. Oh, perfect. There's one right here. And that's 8 trees. Let's do it. Okay. And do I have a chainsaw? I don't think I bought one. I think that was a different episode I'm thinking of. Alright, well, I gotta get my still. Alright, so we're good to, we're ready to go there. Little bug there, I guess. Alright, so I've got a mod on to keep the trailer locked, so it doesn't have this articulation, because I don't like how the front wheels can articulate like that. I guess there's a little bit of an issue with pulling this with this trailer though, so I might have to leave it off. Yeah. I didn't have that problem when I was pulling it with an 18-wheeler. Alright, so this is going to get messy, because I am very bad at this. We're going to be learning it together. So I'm just going to cut down a few trees. I'm going to start loading them on the trailer. So to let you guys just see a little bit of that action, and then we'll call it an episode there. So I'm going to try and get as close. I can see a couple of deadwoods here. Let's see if I can angle this tree to fall onto the trailer. I know that I'm not going to screw it up, but we're going to still try it anyway. Okay, real quick. Should have done this earlier. It does some weird physics stuff when you do that. Alright, let's see if we can make this work. Okay, so if you cut this way, it should fall in that direction. I do believe. Let's see what happens. We're learning together. Oh, nice. Oh, nice. It was pretty close. Oh boy, these logs are going to be way too big. I didn't even think of that. That these logs are going to be massive. All right. So let's trim the tree a little bit. So it's a little bit easier to deal with. So you guys have never played this. If you just run along it with this chainsaw on, it'll cut off all the little limbs for you. Makes life a little bit easier. Alright, now let's see if I can do this without totally destroying everything. This log's really going to have to be hanging off the back. Oop. Well, I know what I messed up now. I messed up my key map. Can I suck that in without pulling the trailer? No, I don't think so. Nope. Alright, we gotta go a little bit further back. It's definitely gonna throw the weight distribution off on this tractor. There we go. That's what I wanted to do. Perfect. Grab it before she closes on me. Alright. Now, can I do some weird finagling here? Or no? Probably not. I might have to cut this thing. Alright, I think we're just gonna end up cutting this log. This is stupid. Alright. What I'm trying to do is put it in that little groove right there. There we go. Alright. Okay, so I messed up my key map when I was after I lost my system. Any of you watched my last episode, you'll know I lost, or my last series, I lost my entire computer. Crashed, the hard drive crashed, so I lost everything. So I also lost my key map, so I'm going to mess with that here in a little bit. Oh, what's going on here? Why is she so gimmicky? Okay, so I'm going to cut all the trees down and I'm going to move them close. And that's probably where we'll cut the episode. So... a little bit closer because we're going to be using this wood for our own purposes now. And what was it, 8 trees I think, so that's 2. There's number 3. I'm getting better at seeing these things. I had the hardest time finding deadwood trees. I could not, for the life of me, find them. We're getting a little better. These 3 are all nicely lined up. It should be easy to get. Also, if you have an implement in your hand, whatever that happens to be, you can't sprint. So I usually take it off like this just so I can sprint around to get... Where's the other... There he is. I can get them all lined up. I'm just going to find 2 more around here somewhere. Better check the circle. Okay. Because a lot of times this... you have a hard time finding these deadwood because they like to spawn either right at the edge of the circle or right outside of it. To where one time I didn't even think it was possible. I could not find the tree until it was like 10 meters outside of the circle, so it really screwed with me. I think I searched for that tree for about 3 or 4 minutes without any luck. Alright, so here should be our last one. So as long as we don't complete the contract, the wood will stay until we get it in our sawmill. Once it's in our sawmill, it's ours. We've stolen it. Okay. So for now, I'm just we'll leave it there, and I'll go back and try and fix up my settings here, and I will talk to you guys on the next one. Take care. Well, just dropping back in real quick. I just wanted to show you. I know I said we were done, but I was having a lot of trouble with these logs. As you can see, it worked out. This just putting them in the drive up ramps is actually a really good idea. I need to do that from now on because this worked out. So I was having a lot of trouble getting these logs in here, and you can probably imagine why, because I forgot to shave off the stupid limbs. I don't know why that just did not register in my head, but it did, or it didn't. So here we are. But the nice thing is we've got all 8 trees on here. They're very precarious and they're hanging out a million miles, but we got it to work. And I did rekey map my forks, so they move up and down real easily for me now, real fast. So we're gonna drop off this wood real quick, and then for real, we'll call it an episode. This was the stupidest idea I've ever come up with, by the way. I don't know how this is gonna work. All right. So we're going to get rid of our tension straps, and we're going to try and load up this thing if we can. Alright, so this should activate. Which side do I need to be on? Here we go. Okay. So, I don't care about that. I care about this. There should be a toggle for me to deliver. Where is the toggle? It's usually just an R button. Alright, well, we're gonna activate all of the oh, we can just do a sale from here. Oh, I forgot about that. Okay, very good. So now we're rolling. And now can I drop this off? Oh boy, I do not remember how to do this. Turn shed lights on. I don't care about that. Manage production. Okay. Maybe it's over here? Alright, let's try back in here. Well, let's put the tension belts on first. Okay. Yeah, go ahead. There it goes. Alright, it's catching it now. So let's undo the tension belts. Let's get them a little bit closer, and boom. I just put it in the wrong spot. Whew. Well, you guys might not be, but I am sweating from that. So, that's where we're going to call it for the episode. I do want to check on one thing real fast before we leave. I want to see how much wood that actually put in there. So that was 8 trees. I want to say it's going to be right at about 10,000. But that's just a guess. And 12. Oh, almost 13,000. So that almost filled it. Nice. About 9 trees will fill it up. So now we have that production point running as well. So we've got 2 production points. We've got 34,000 in the bank. No good contracts available. We can complete this now because the wood we have stolen. And that should just about do it. I might do some of these fertilizing ones just to get an extra like 6 grand. It doesn't hurt. And I'm not going to do the sprayings right now because, like I said, I'm pretty sure it's bugged. But alrighty. Keep the rubber side down. I'll talk to you guys later.